Okay.
It's at 800. You wanna introduce it since it's your channel?
Oh yeah, this is my video.
Hold on,
let
me
Hey guys, so I have
Hey.
Luchi on my channel today, and we're gonna do a fun marriage Q&A chatty video. We just filmed a get ready with us video, so make sure you check that out on Luchi's channel. We asked you guys questions on Snapchat. Send us questions about marriage. So Luchi, you got married
2017, June 3rd, 2017. A few days to my birthday, just on June 6th.
Aww. And then Chris and I did our traditional wedding 2016. So it's been like 2 years and some. And then we did our wedding last year in April, a day before my birthday in Ohio. And you were one of my bridesmaids.
Yes, I was. And we actually wore this robe.
Yeah, this is the bridesmaids robe.
So.
Before we start the questions, let's talk about so how did you meet Rafiki, and how long?
I love talking about this.
How long were you married? How long were you together before like
engagement and marriage? And all that. Okay, so I met Rafiki in college. It was my very first day at a new school. So I used to go to school in Minnesota. I used to go to Minnesota State University, and then I transferred to North Dakota, which was literally just 10 minutes away. And so my very first day of orientation, I met Rafiki. He used to work at the international students office. He was like the receptionist there, and he used to do like IT stuff for them. And then so I went in there to give my documents, and he was there. He was at the front desk, and then I gave him my documents, and then he was asking me all these questions, like, where are you from? And I had my roommate then with me, like my Sri Lankan roommate then, and we're both together, and he was just like asking us like where we're from and everything. And I never thought anything about him. Like we just talked, I just introduced myself, whatever, and like we just went about our normal lives, you know. Then as soon as I got to this new school, I wanted to meet people, because I was like, oh, where are the Africans at? I need to meet all the Africans. Like, I'm always very involved when I was in college, I used to be very involved. I used to join associations, I was in student government, I was in everything. So I was like, I need to find the African Student Union, I need to be there, I need to meet other people. And so then I went to the African Student Union, and then Rafiki was the president of the African Student Union.
Oh, wow.
And I remember going there with my friend Alpha, like one of my closest friends. Me and Alpha, we used to go to the meetings, and Rafiki would be the president, and he of course was officiating the meetings, and this guy was still flipping annoying. I didn't like him at all. Like, I was like, this guy is so annoying. I remember I used to tell Alpha, this guy is so annoying, because Rafiki talks a lot, you guys. Like, Rafiki is he's such an outgoing person. Like, he's very, very bubbly, and he loves to argue. And Rafiki would be arguing with everybody at the meeting that the meeting will run over. So the meeting was supposed to be done at 6 o'clock. We'll end up being there till like 6:30. And I'm like, what the hell? And honestly, it used to be so much fun arguing with him, and like just arguing and just having the conversations that I could have just left early, me and my friend, but we didn't want to leave because it was just such a good time being there. But I used to also be pissed that the meeting was running over, and I was like, this is annoying, this guy talks too much. I used to tell Alpha that. And who would not, like, literally, it was so weird, because I used to think he was annoying until then he randomly, like, so we first met in August. And then I used to see him at the meetings, and never thought anything about him. Like I said, I didn't even really like him. I thought he was just too flipping annoying. And then one day he just like randomly messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, you know, I need to scroll down and find this message. But anyway, he's like randomly messaged me, and he was like, what are you doing, you know, tonight? Or like, was it tomorrow or whatever? I was like, nothing, you know, whatever. I was just like, nothing much. He was like, would you like to go for coffee? Like, would you like to go get coffee, and like we can just talk? And I was like, I'm not a coffee person, because I'm really not a coffee person. I was like, I'm not a coffee person, but I can eat. And so he was like, okay, would you like to go to dinner with me? I was like, sure. And so then we ended up going on our first date, and he went all out, like, for no damn reason. I'm telling you, Rafiki took me to the fanciest restaurant. It was so expensive. Like, when I saw the menu, I was like, the fuck? I was like, what am I doing here? Like, literally, I'm not kidding. So we went to this place called Monty's in Fargo, downtown Fargo, and they closed, but they had, it was like this Italian place that had very fancy dining, like fancy food. And I remember, like, we went to the restaurant, and I'm like, and to be honest, to be very honest, I hadn't actually even that was like I think that was no, it wasn't my first fancy dinner, but it was one of my first. And even before that, I had never really gone out to even restaurants. So I was just there like staring at the menu, like I don't know what the heck to get. Like everything was looking so fancy, and like, so then I ended up getting, I think he ended up picking my order. But anyway, that was our first date. It was like just super fancy. It was so expensive. But he just like went all out. And then he made such a good impression. I remember like we talked for hours. Like our very first date, we talked about religion, politics, life, Africa. Like we talked about so much. And I just remember thinking, this guy is so intelligent.
Yeah.
Like I love intelligent people. Like if you're smart, I don't care much about looks. Like I'm just so like, if you can stimulate my brain and make me think, and like, I don't know, I just love people who can have a very intelligent conversation. And our conversation was so good, and I honestly, I'm not kidding, it wasn't love at first sight, but from that day I knew he was different. Like I knew I would be with him for a long time. I loved him. I was just like, this guy is just, there's something about him, he's so smart, he's so intelligent. And the more I got, so anyway, from that very first date I knew, but I was also coming out of a relationship, so we didn't start dating. I kind of gave him he claims I gave him a rough time. I didn't think I did. But he feels like I made it hard for him.
Mean to like accept him as your PB partner?
No, not even, to even accept to go out with him again.
Oh, okay.
Because for me, I was coming out of a really like toxic, well, it wasn't that toxic, the end was toxic, but I was coming out of a relationship that had just really had a lot going on.
Like it didn't end well.
It didn't end well. So so that was kind of complicated, and that was around when me and Rafiki were he was just starting what became a relationship. So he felt like I gave him a hard time, but that's kind of how we started, dating. And then from there, after the very first day, we started hanging out all the time. Like he would invite me over to his house. He'd come pick me up, and I'll go, and then we'll just like watch a movie, and I'll always fall asleep during the movie, and I still do that till today. Like I'll like watch it, he'll put on the movie, make steak for me, and then he loved steak. Every time he was always eating steak. And and that's kind of how we just stay hanging out all the time. And then finally, it's a long story. We used to hang out and we would just like watch movies. This everything I'm telling you happened in a span of like maybe 2-3 weeks. So he would come over and pick me up. Literally, it's almost as if after that very first conversation, we couldn't do without each other. I'm not kidding. Like he would text me, and we're not even dating there. We're just still like friends. But the very first date, he told me he liked me. He was like, I really like you, and I can actually see myself having a like relationship with you. But I was like, I don't know. I'm just coming out of this. Like I need time.
Like your mind wasn't even there.
Yeah, my mind. I was just like, no, I wasn't ready for another relationship. And then, but he did tell me his intentions right away. And then we started like hanging out, and then he left for Canada. But before he left, he kept asking, he wasn't asking to be my girlfriend, but he just wanted to know if I was available to even go out with him more. And he knew then my ex was trying to get back with me, and I was just, I wasn't emotionally ready. And then he just got tired. He was just like, I'm done. Like I'm not playing these games. And he just like stopped calling me, stopped texting me. And then he went to Canada for like, it was over Christmas break. And I didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks, and I was miserable. Miserable. And then when he finally, I don't even remember if I tried to call him when he was gone, but when he finally got back to Fargo, and I finally got in touch with him, and I was like, how dare you? Like, how do you just go for 2 weeks without calling me? We're not even dating, and I was really pissed.
Making demands.
I was really making demands. Like me that wasn't even ready for a relationship. I was that upset that I was like, so you told me you like me, you're just gonna forget about me just like that? He was like, well, like you need your space. Like I need you to figure out what you really want. Like, do you want to be with me or do you want to be with him? Because my ex was just causing so much trouble in the picture. And then eventually, that's kind of how we started dating. And we just like, after he came back, then we got back together, and we've just been inseparable since then. Yeah.
So then when did you get engaged?
So we got engaged. It was March 16 of 2017 over spring break.
2017?
2017.
Gosh.
Yeah, so March 16, 2017. By then we had been together for 4.5 years. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
We started dating January 2013.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I already have a video on how Chris and I met, but long story short, we had a mutual friend that Chris went to school with, and she was one of my bridesmaids, Gina.
And
yeah,
Gina, the Cameroonian girl, right?
Yeah. So
I love her.
So I planned a bachelorette party for my cousin, well, my family friend, not cousin, but I call her my cousin because we're very close. So I planned that. Gina was there. We posted pictures. Chris saw me in her pictures and was like, "Oh, I wonder who this girl is." So he sent me a friend request, and I saw that he was friends with Lawrence, Inky's husband. So I text Inky and Lawrence and I'm like, "Hey, who's this guy?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, one of my friends."
I never do that. I'm telling you, I would have just declined the request, or I would just decline it, or I'm just like, I'll just leave it there for years.
Okay,
good thing
I only accepted it because he didn't look like a crusty African that was trying to like talk to me, because he actually looked cute, and I was like,
oh yeah, and okay, maybe I'll do it if it was cute.
And then I was like, okay, Lawrence knows him, like Lawrence, one of Lawrence's friends.
So if it's someone close to you. Yeah, but I've actually never asked. I would see people that have mutual friends with me, and I would still decline it.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
I feel like it depends. Like for me, I'm not looking for somebody, so I'm not. I wouldn't accept it. But then I was like,
I suck with Facebook.
I was like, who's this?
I'm terrible. And I would have missed out.
And I thought
if I was you, I would have missed out.
Really?
Yeah, but think about this. Like if you were like me, you would have missed out.
I probably would have missed out.
The good thing you're not like me.
So then I accepted, and then we were chatting. Like when we first chatted, we chatted for hours just on Facebook Messenger, and it was like, I don't even know this guy, but we're chatting for hours about random stuff. So we were chatting, and then I was like, okay, well, I have to go. So he was like, can I have your number? And I was like, oh, I don't usually give out my number.
Ooh, like, look at you being all fancy.
But I'll give you my number. So I gave him my number, and then he started texting me. Like he would send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and then he would send me a text message, then send me a WhatsApp message, like all within a couple of minutes. I'm just like, at texting I was just like, why is he being so pushy? Like, calm down. And I was like, is this normal or not? But I feel like I came from a place. I came from a bad place, and when I got out of it, then I met Chris. So I felt like I knew
what good was from bad. Yeah,
I knew what good was. And I was like, oh, okay, this is how the person you want acts. They want to be
engaged with you versus you trying to pursue the relationship. Like
I feel like the guy should be like being like, hey, Luchi, like what's up? And if you don't text like, hey, I called you earlier, like what's going on, you know? And think like there's a difference between not interested because you definitely know he's on your type, and like, oh, he's cute, but I was like, maybe I don't know if I want to talk to anybody. So it was like that. So but I was like, he's cute.
When was this? What year?
This was 2014.
Oh, I see. Nice.
Yeah. So I was about to ask you, like, do you feel like the first time you guys talked till now, do you feel like it's like a run-on sentence?
How do you mean?
Like I feel like from the first time Chris and I talked on Facebook, I feel like it's like it's like it never, like, you know, it's like a never-ending story. Like I feel like and it's like you talk to the same person every single day. So I'm talking.
Well, you mean like, do you feel like they have evolved and changed as a person?
Yeah. Like I
that's a good question.
Not really changed, but just like I feel like I'm still talking to the same person every day from that first day we talked till today.
I've never thought about that. Well, I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's like since that first day, it's always Rafiki's always been there.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's
for
like
sure. But I've never thought about it as if has he changed in any way. I don't think so. I think Rafiki is still, for the most part, still the same. He can be very annoying. Yeah. He's also the most caring person and like the most exciting. Like no one excites me more than him. So I think that part remains the same.
Yeah.
Like he can still have a conversation about anything. Like we can talk about anything. We can disagree about things, but we can still have an intellectual conversation. And I love that about him. Yeah. Like he excites me.
Yeah, that's one thing about Chris is that like he knows a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah, and I've noticed Chris is kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it's like
he can like you can literally put Chris in any room,
and he will be able to hold his own.
Exactly, because like you want to be with someone that's like not we go to a party and it's just like, oh, who?
And that's my thing. I don't like shy guys.
Oh yeah,
and I cannot do a shy guy.
I'm shy. So I can't be with someone shy, because then two shy people together.
I can.
Like what's happening?
Okay, yeah, this is bad bread.
Okay,
she's getting that.
Yeah,
I wish that winter is just annoying.
It's the worst. Yeah. It's the worst. Okay, so so Chris and Rafiki, like they're
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of similar in that way.
Yeah, we're like, if I go to a party and like obviously I'm shy, I don't know anybody, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm with Chris, I know that he can break up.
Like, that's how Rafiki is too. Like Rafiki will go to any crowd. Chris can have a conversation with any. He will have a conversation.
Those people walk on the street right there. Chris can walk up to them and they can talk for.
That's how Rafiki is too. Me, I have to. It depends. I feel like because I'm a Gemini, I honestly have I say this all the time, and sometimes Rafiki is like, do you mean you're bipolar? I'm like, no, I'm not bipolar, but I honestly have two personalities, and I've known myself, and I know that about myself. I feel like I have two personalities too. I can be very shy, and and honestly it just depends on the day too. Some days I won't say a word to you, even if you're my closest friend. Like even my friends at work, some days I'll walk with them and I'll barely say a word to them. And it doesn't mean anything. I just want to be in my space.
That's exactly.
But then there are other days where you can't get me to shut up. Like literally Rafiki will be like, oh Luchi, you talk too that much. And I'm like, when I'm not talking, you complain. Now I'm talking, you complain. But it just depends for me. Like some days I will go into a circle and I'll be like chit-chatting, talking to everybody, introducing myself, and other days I just want to sit in my corner and be left alone. It just depends. With me, Rafiki, he's always ready to talk and always like outgoing.
With me, with my personality, I feel like I'm too, because I can. As I said, I'm a very shy person, but I can be the opposite and people will never think that I was shy. But the thing is, like, I get my energy and my talkativeness from people's vibes.
I feel you.
So if I'm not feeling your vibe, like for anyone out there, if you ever meet me and I'm not feeling your vibe, you'll know, oh, she's kind of shy. But if I'm feeling your vibe, you would never think that I'm a shy person. But I have to feel someone's vibe and stuff like that. Like and I need, like, people that have more energy than me, like more talkative, less shy. I use their personality to get myself out there.
I feel you. I totally feel you when it comes to that. Oh, nice, good question.
I know. I think it's like that could be a whole video on itself. Okay, let's do two more from you, two more from me. And
that's if I even have to. Let me see. Okay.
Oh, someone said, how often do you cook Nigerian food versus American food in a week for a hubby?
Every day I cook Nigerian food. Like I rarely eat American food. Like when I eat American food, it's pasta. That's it. And maybe if breakfast, like pancakes. All my other meals are Nigerian.
Anytime I cook for Chris, it's either Nigerian or like Asian food, like stir fry. You know what I mean?
I hardly ever make. I've done it once or twice, but I kind of stick to the same stuff.
Yeah, me too. You know, but for me, it's like Nigerian food or like Asian food that's like that kind of Africaned it up a little bit. You know. Yeah. So, but it's always like a mix of something.
Yeah, no,
but Chris always cooks Nigerian food when he cooks.
Yeah, I cook lots of soups. Rafiki likes when I cook soups. He loves soups. I cook lots of rice, different types of rice. I don't cook jollof rice a lot though, because I honestly don't think I'm very good at jollof rice, but lots of other things I cook. And when Rafiki cooks, Rafiki has never made me a signature Congolese dish except for cassava leaves, which I feel like cassava leaves is lots of people eat that, not just Congo. And he always tells me, he's like, my food is the same as what you cook, Luchi, it's just a different name. He tells me that they also eat egusi, it's just different, and maybe theirs is a little more watery than ours. Okay. So every time, because I'm always like, Rafiki, can you just cook like a signature Congolese meal? Like, I don't know how to cook one Congolese dish, because Rafiki doesn't even cook it.
I asked Chris to make me Cameroonian food, because that's where he grew up. He's not Cameroonian, but he grew up in Cameroon. So one day he'll still make me Cameroon. I love Cameroonian food. The one I like best is akwang, but it's a lot of work to make. No, it's not. It's like this cocoyam thing. Yeah, but it takes a while to make. Like if someone makes it for you, you know they really like you because it's a process. Like you have to wrap the cocoyams. Like I've seen them make it before because one of my best friends is Cameroonian, and I used to go on holidays with her and her family, and so but Cameroonian food is where it's at. It's really good. I love it. But for me, for cooking, I don't cook every day. Like the way I cook, like the way my mom batch cooking. So on the weekend, you cook for the week that will last, and then your family will eat it throughout the week and stuff like that. Because I work, I don't have time to cook every single day.
Oh yeah, someone had asked me a marriage question before, and let me see if I can. Okay, so I guess this was the whole, how did your parents react to marrying a non-Nigerian?
Oh, and you know what? You answer yours, and I'll do my reaction. My parents, for me, marrying a non-American
Nigerian?
No, not a non
State? Is it a state?
Yeah, state. So someone that's not from my own state.
Okay.
Because it was something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, your parents. That's interesting. Because they've been in America this long and they feel like, whoa, that's interesting. Okay, so marrying a non-Nigerian. By the time I introduced my parents to Nigeria, I swore I was going to say my parents to Nigeria. By the time I introduced Rafiki to my parents and vice versa, we had already been in so deep that it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, right, yeah.
We were already like, I think it was already 3 years into our relationship, or 3 years to 3.5 years before I introduced them. And Rafiki was not happy because he wanted me to introduce them sooner, but I just, look, when you're African or Nigerian, you know this. You cannot just introduce someone to your parents if you don't think it's gonna work. Like,
exactly.
Rafiki is the first
and the thing
person.
is, like, he may have thought he was for sure.
Yeah,
but maybe
I knew he was for sure. I knew, but I just knew I wasn't ready. I wasn't done with school.
Okay.
And I know my parents. They're going to be like, "What are you talking about, boyfriend? Where? Like, focus on your school." That's how my parents are, especially my mom. So I was like, Rafiki, I'm not ready yet. And for me, his family already knew me. Like, I had spoken to his mom and everything. And it just took a while. I ended up taking like maybe 3.5 years before I finally introduced them. But my dad didn't care. My dad did not care. He might have cared, but then my dad is really weird. My dad doesn't say exactly how he feels when he feels it. He's the type of person to like soak in his emotions and like ponder about things, and he won't tell you until maybe 5 years later. My dad will tell you something.
Wow.
Yes, that's how my dad is. So I honestly don't know if my dad had an issue with it and he didn't say, but he never shared it. From the onset, he was all like, oh, someone from Congo. Is it Congo this or Congo DRC or the other Congo? I was like, oh, it's DRC. Oh, this, that. Like, he didn't seem to care. But my mom, on the other hand, I remember that night, I even got him to speak the same night, but my mom was like not having it. She was like, so there are no Igbo men around there. So I'm not even saying you have to marry Anambra, but so no, there's no Igbo guy there. I was like, well, mommy, the guy before Rafiki was Igbo, but it didn't work out. Like, it just didn't work out. Yeah. And she just couldn't understand that of all the Nigerian men, I would choose to be with someone that wasn't Nigerian. Like, she just couldn't wrap her mind around that. Like, honestly, like, but at the same time, she never gave me much trouble about it. She just let me know that she would have preferred me with a Nigerian. Yeah. And then, but she never, like, it wasn't so much of a pushback. I just said, mommy, this is who I like. We've been together 3 years or 3.5 years at that point, and he treats me well, blah, blah, blah. And I know it took her a while to get adjusted to, but she was never like, no, I'm not, this is not happening.
Or like, I will not be there for you.
Yeah, she was never like that, but she did let me know that she would have preferred an Igbo man. And
I feel like that's okay.
And you know what, the funny thing, she actually said she would have preferred a Nigerian, but I know for a fact that if he was just Nigerian and he wasn't Igbo, that would be a problem too.
It would still be a problem.
So, and then they could also do the whole Anambra thing, because my aunt was telling me that they gave her trouble. So my dad's sister married someone from Abia, and she was telling me they gave her trouble for that. And he's Igbo too, so you know, like, they could have done that. So but honestly, it wasn't too much of a pushback. But when my mom was at the wedding, you know, and she was crying like hysterically. You would think it didn't seem like tears of joy. So then I was like worried, like, we're all worried, like, what, he's like, is she okay, like, what's going on? So then I took her to the bathroom. I'm like, what's going on, like, mommy, like, you know, are you okay? And she was just like, I feel like I'm giving you away and I'll never see you again and you'll never be home again. And you know, like, she just felt like because he was from a different country, like, eventually, even if I choose to come back home to Africa, like, I won't be in Nigeria and I won't be close to her. And she just felt like she was losing me in that sense. And it was like really emotional. I started crying too, because I was like, I'm still your daughter, like, I'm not going anywhere, you know. But she just felt like me, like, she just, you know how people back home, it's like once you marry, you're in your husband's people. And she kind of was looking at it from that mindset, like, are you even gonna come back home? Are you ever going to even visit anymore? Like, now, like, even if you come back home to Africa, are you just gonna go to Congo and you won't come to see us? You know, like, she felt like she was losing me, but I assured her that she wasn't, and she finally stopped crying. But it was hard for my mom. Like, my mom took it really hard.
So for me, so we're from Anambra, and my mom, I would say it was for my mom. I feel like my dad really didn't have a best opinion about it, but so my mom was more the one like, oh, like, I hope he's gonna be from you know, Anambra State and stuff. And it's just like, it's like a number is so small.
It is.
And then you come to America, like how many people?
How many? Exactly.
Like we're lucky
like
that
we're
we're
outside the country. It's a different
what's the likelihood that me and you are? Come on now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's narrowing
and the majority.
your chances. That's like narrowing your chances.
And the
so
majority of people here in the U.S. are from
Mm-hmm.
Imo State. Like that's how it is.
Oh really?
You know?
You've not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're just bigger. Like it's a bigger state, so you want people from Imo State. So I've
actually never thought Imo State was bigger. Growing up, I knew more Anambra people than Imo, even in my secondary school.
Well, being here in the U.S., growing up here, that's how I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So my mom was a little like, not that she was saying, oh no, don't marry him, but she was kind of like scared, sad, like because I'm going to a different state, just like you're going to a different country. Yeah, I'm going to a different state that she doesn't like. She doesn't know about, you know. And everything. Yeah. So she was kind of like nervous and scared, and like sometimes she would cry about it, you know. Yeah. Like our engagement day, she cried because she was like afraid, and then Lawrence was like,
and Lawrence was like, my mom was like, how are they going to treat you? Like you've never been there, you don't know the people. Yeah. You know, they look at it from that African point of view of that wicked mother-in-law, and you know. Sorry, you guys. We apologize if the lighting keeps changing.
Late,
it's
so
getting
we're trying
dark.
to like film with the light. Okay, so so she was like a little sad, but you know, she voiced her opinions about it, and I feel like she heard like maybe a couple like rumor horror stories about maybe a random person that married someone from Imo State, and then it was bad, you know? And
that's the thing with Nigerians, and they like one story and they spread it, and it's like how about the other good things that are happening? I feel like Nigerians do that a lot, but then even human beings just do that a lot, you know. Anyways,
but after that, like she would like it was just a short period of time, and then she was just fine with it. And the thing is, like Chris's family is so like down to earth and loving it, and you know, Chris, like who will not love Chris, because like him and mom are so close and stuff like that. So you know, she like just Chris's family, the way they are, and Chris made her feel comfortable that my daughter is going to some family that's like a really
that's the other
family,
thing is that my family does not know Rafiki's family, and then there's a language barrier. It's not just that we're from different countries, but Rafiki speaks English, so of course he can communicate with my parents, but I can't communicate with his family the way he can communicate with mine. So that's always a struggle. My parents are always worried about that. You know, they're like, okay, you don't even speak the language, like, and then they really just worry about how my relationship will be with his people, because I don't speak their language. We're from different countries, and those are valid fears, you know, like those are valid fears, but I've assured her that everything will be fine, you know.
So having kids, like, so how are we gonna incorporate culture with our next generation of kids and stuff like that?
I see.
Yeah.
Rafiki is gonna teach them Swahili and French. We've already talked about that. We already know that. And so, and then I'm not fluent in Igbo, but the little I know, I'm gonna teach him.
Yeah, same with me.
You know,
I'm not fluent in Igbo, but I understand everything. Yeah. And same with Chris. Like he's definitely like 1,000 times better in Igbo than me, but he's not like as fluent as like, you know, like our parents and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, and then Chris knows a little bit of French, so you know, what we know we'll pass on down to our kids. And
culture, and they'll go home regularly.
Exactly, they'll go home regularly. Yeah. Because I feel like I need to make sure that I take my kids to Nigeria more than my parents took me. My parents took me every year of my life.
Oh, so and you have to do even more?
So I have to do even more, like for them to stay there for a while.
Yeah, I thought about that too, like having
like summer breaks
eventually,
but good summer. Because I feel like I hear horror stories of people that go back to Nigeria, like kids, and like they hate it and it scars them. So it's going to be an enjoyable like thing to look forward to.
Yeah. You know what I mean? See, like I've thought about that. Like even me and Rafiki, we've thought about the idea of like, okay, I do want to grow up. I want my our child's first few years to be with us. But we've talked about maybe even sending him to Congo for a year to go to school there, so he can learn French, learn Swahili, learn about the culture, and then maybe even the next year or so, or maybe years after, we can send him to Nigeria so that he can learn. So we've toyed about those ideas, and we've talked about it, you know. So hopefully, God willing, my parents are still healthy and everything. And he could just like live with my parents or live with Rafiki's parents for like a year, just so he can learn the culture. We always talk about that. But for like Rafiki is gonna be teaching him French and Swahili from the get-go. Like we're like, this is happening. Even Rafiki is like, I might even homeschool this child. Like he's like so into it. Like like we want him to know he's African, I feel like learning the Nigerian and Congolese
help them be smarter.
Can you imagine having a trilingual child? Whoa, like whoa. He'll be
think that'll
untouchable. Like, just imagine if he knows how to speak English, French, Swahili. Like, and that Rafiki speaks 5 languages, and I'm like, that's another thing that attracted me to him. Like, he speaks so many languages, and I'm like, this is just so adorable. And if we can just like pass it on to our kids, like, that would be amazing. You know,
that'll be good.
Yeah. So
I feel like the culture is important to continue with our kids. I feel like now that like you and I are a little bit more like far removed from you know, being from we're not in Nigeria now, having kids and growing up there, so I feel like it's important for us to make sure that we incorporate that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then continue the culture within our marriages, you know, with our children and stuff like that. So
yeah, learning each other's cultures and fun stuff. I can't wait. I'm finally going home this year. Going back to Nigeria. We're actually going.
We need to go. I need to go.
Let's go this December. Let's all go. This December.
For real. Like
are you going in December then?
I want to go in December. Yeah. But I also want to go like before that. Like I want to make sure I want to
go before.
I want to be that person that can go to Nigeria
I want to go home.
Like I want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know
and I feel like Kitana, she's like that. Like she just goes. But then Kende has a business. Yeah. So like, but they just like go.
I want to be like that, so that when I have my kids going to Nigeria,
it's not such a big deal.
It's not
just like very normal.
It's like, okay guys, we're
going
going to Nigeria.
No, it's just like
but next week my mom is taking me to Nigeria because we have things to do.
I feel you. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah. This year I don't know how much we can travel with a newborn, so we're just like trying to be realistic because actually I was already telling Rafiki, I was like, in April let's go to Mexico. Like let's go.
Oh, you guys should go.
How are we gonna go? We have a baby coming in March.
Okay. Don't let a baby handicap you.
I know that, but I also have to be realistic. I don't want to expose my kid to that much. He's still like, he'll be a month old.
I know there's an age where traveling with a baby is okay, you know, and it's also good to expose them to a lot of things. You know?
But then the other thing we've been thinking about, because we're still thinking about it, because my mom is gonna be here, so we're thinking, will it be okay if we leave him? I mean, it'll be okay. So my mom can like take care of him for
and she has all the resources and we can go here to
for a week. Yeah. So we're honestly like I'm really thinking about pregnancy and being a mother as this is just adding to my life. It's not taking away from anything.
Exactly.
I know it's very easy to get sucked into the I have to be with my kid all the time, but I'm really like trying to get myself into that mindset.
I can't travel because I have a baby.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I also think I need to be realistic because he'll be 1 month old. He still needs his mom a lot, and but then we'll see how it goes. Like if I'm able to just like pump and like save milk and like you know, and my mom can just like have him for like a week and we can just go travel, like that would be amazing. Well, we've been talking about it since the past week.
We guys should keep thinking about it so it'll be normal in your mind, not have to think about logistics and stuff like that. Anyways, we will continue this conversation another time. If you guys have more questions, leave it down below, and next time we're together we'll answer more marriage questions. Yes. Okay, guys. And baby will be here by then. Oh yeah, baby will be here. Yeah. So, and then maybe I'll be with child. Maybe you will be with child. maybe I'll be with child in the summer. I know. Except by then you'll be pregnant. Then we'll have to visit. I'll come. You come in summer? Yeah. Okay. Why not? Okay. Oh, we could even come visit. Let you and Rafiki know, Chris and I are literally random people. Like we'll get up and go. Amazing. We'll get up and go. Oh, I wish I was like that. My job. But don't worry, then I'll be PRN. I'll be PRN. So I'll be able to do whatever I want. I know, right? Anyways, hope you guys like this video. Yes. Hopefully it was clear enough. But anyways, we have more videos coming in the future. Yes. So. Anything else? We might even film more tomorrow. We'll see. If we get inspired, you might see some more videos before the future. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed Luchi. Yeah, you better go subscribe to my channel. Oh, y'all better go subscribe to the channel. You better fuck it up. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, this was fun. I know. There's so much more to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more to talk about. So.